In this video, I would like to apologize for my actions. So over a month ago, I had released a video where I talked about the Nintendo Me Hugh Morris and the Tomodachi Life Living the Dream Direct, and let's just say, a few people have seen it. And as excited as I am for the release of this game, I mean, as I am recording this, we are only 20 days away from the game's release, and there is a demo currently out. And since that video's release, I have been getting so many comments about how, despite that being a 17-minute long video where I was discussing Hugh Morris and his lore, I had failed to mention, yet address, a particular me that was never mentioned in that video. A me that you could argue should be just as popular as Hugh Morris, and a me that honestly might just have way better game at pulling baddies than Hugh Morris ever could. Who is that me, you might ask? Well, it's none other than Bubbles. Now, some of you might be wondering, who is Bubbles, since he wasn't in the same Tomodachi Life Direct with Hugh Morris? Well, if you were not aware, there were 3 different directs of Tomodachi Life Living the Dream, and it's depending on what country you are watching this from. One in the United States, that one is the one with Hugh Morris, one in the UK, the one with Bubbles, which we are going to talk about in a sec, and the one in Japan, where instead of Hugh Morris and Bubbles, we get Carlo, the grandpa, the barista guy. Yeah, I'm not touching that one. I was introduced to Bubbles shortly after the release of the Hugh Morris video, and I was on Tumblr and I noticed a lot of fan art regarding Hugh Morris being shipped with this clown, and so I ended up looking up, and then after that, I finally watched the UK Direct where I was introduced to Bubbles fully. And so, despite the two somewhat being a bit similar with their aesthetics being a jester and clown, I do wonder, how does Bubbles not have the same level of popularity as Hugh Morris, and yet why is he the one that's often sidelined and Hugh Morris is the one that gets all the spotlight? I mean, have you seen the UK Direct? I'm gonna say it. Dude has more game than Hugh Morris could. Don't believe me? Well, let me tell you. Now, if you haven't seen the Tomodachi Life UK Direct, let me at least introduce you to the characters here. In the US, we follow this me named Angie, but in the UK, we follow along this me named Marie. Alongside Marie, we have her bestie, Rosa. Florian, who, spoiler alert, Marie is going to have a crush on him later on, basically the same thing as how Angie fell in love with Patrick and then he rejected her. Nothing more interesting I can say about Florian other than the fact that he has the name of a Date Everything character. And truly, I think Marie deserves better. We also meet Anna, who's Marie's professor, and Alex, who is her childhood bestie. Also, Carlo, Mocha, and that alien that's seen later on, those are the only me's that remain the exact same in every single direct. Only this time in the US, when Carlo was a barista, in the UK, Carlo is just the nosy neighbor. Okay, I know I said I wasn't gonna talk about the Japan Direct, but I just gotta say this. If I added Carlo on my island, and my me started to fall in love with him, I would delete everything and jump off my fucking roof. Finally, we meet Bubbles, and you know, we all know the drill, okay? Marie introduces Bubbles. This time, instead of her professor, she introduces her bestie to Bubbles, and they talk about horror films. And unlike Dr. Winters and Hugh Morris, where Hugh Morris is not a fan of monster trucks, but Dr. Winters is, both Rosa and Bubbles love horror films. However, Rosa tends to believe that this was fate, and Bubbles does not believe in fate. Which, honestly, that means he has free will, and I respect him for it. But as it turns out, when Rosa actually has a book about horror films, Bubbles just switches up immediately, and he's like, oh my god, I need to be your friend. Like, yeah, he so wants to be her friend, and totally doesn't just want to use her so he could read her book. I mean, to be fair, it's better than Hugh Morris only wanting to be friends with Dr. Winters because she made a cameo in a news report. Bro only cares the moment you have your fame. We all know the drill. Marie bumps into Florian, she has a crush on him, he turns her down, Bubbles cheers her up, she now has a crush on him, and we all know the infamous Ferris wheel scene. Marie confesses her feelings to Bubbles, and she gets interrupted by 2 human me's, and whoa, hold the fuck up. That's a fucking alien. You're telling me that Hugh Morris got to pull like 3 like human me's, okay, cool, I guess. Bubbles pulled an alien. He has charisma so off the charts that he managed to pull an alien and get that alien to confess their feelings to Bubbles. And it's not only that, he has the audacity to turn down the alien because guess who else confesses their feelings to Bubbles? Rosa, Marie's bestie. And he chooses Rosa and they end up getting married. And it's not only that, they have a fucking kid together. Damn right, not only does Bubbles have game, Bubbles fucks. I am recording this at 3 in the morning. I'm so tired. So that's pretty much the lore that happened in the UK Direct. I could have gone more and more in depth, but you know, I really didn't want this to be a copy and pasted version of the Hugh Morris video, and you know, looking back, it actually might be. I'm so sorry. However, in the Hugh Morris video where I do explain why exactly the internet loves this me, I am curious, why exactly is Bubbles not getting the same amount of attention as Hugh Morris currently has? Most people always view Nintendo of America's directs more than any other directs. A lot of people tend to tune in on their live streams more and more, not only because they're quick to start their live streams, but also most of the memes are from Nintendo's US directs. The same thing can be said about streamers. If you are watching your favorite streamer react to the Tomodachi Life Direct, chances are they're watching the United States one, and that's when you're introduced to Hugh Morris, and then boom, more and more people are exposed and introduced to Hugh Morris. It also doesn't help that Bubbles doesn't really have that unique of a name compared to Hugh Morris. I say this respectfully, at least Hugh Morris's name is based on a pun of humorous. Bubbles? I mean, that's a soapy liquid thing that you blow and pop. That's the name of a Powerpuff Girl. And that's not the worst part. The worst part is that throughout that whole direct, we never see Bubbles do that cute little gay pose that Hugh Morris does. I can't speak for everyone in the Tomodachi Life fanbase, but I'm just gonna say, if Bubbles did have that scene where he was doing that quote-unquote gay little pose that pisses you off the same way Hugh Morris did, I think he would have been just as popular as Hugh Morris. That and he would have had a better name, okay? I think Bubbles deserves better, basically. I do want to make this clear, I do not all of a sudden now hate Hugh Morris. I still love him. I mean, look at this guy. He's so precious to me. The reason I am making this video is just to bring more attention to this me that is often forgotten within the community. I mean, Bubbles does have a fan base. Bubbles does have fans, but compared to Hugh Morris, it's very niche. And yeah, it is a bit sad and unfair. I mean, come on, if this Jester clown who does this cute little pose gets all this love and attention, why isn't this green clown? In conclusion, I want more people to be more aware of Bubbles. I think Bubbles is a pretty cool me. I still love Hugh Morris, but at the same time, I also now love Bubbles. I was not aware of this me's existence until after I released the Hugh Morris video, and after I got so many comments rightfully calling me out about how I failed to mention this guy, I immediately was introduced to him, and I fucking love him now. I think Bubbles deserved better, and he will get his time to shine one day. I believe it. Don't worry, Bubbles. Your time will come. I'd say the best solution to all of this, where instead of making it a competition of which me is better, we just have Hugh Morris and Bubbles put together on the Tomodachi Life Island, and instead of having them fight, they kiss, they get married, and they have a bunch of clown Jester babies. And we can do that because gay me's are real. We can make clowny yowie happen. Let's make clowny yowie happen.
This is my first video on Instagram. I'm not wearing a shirt, it's a shirtless jam. Oh yeah!